He didn't have beef with the... All right. We did it with Dragon Ball recently. And now let's do the Naruto Hall of Fame. Now I had to clarify this with chat several times while doing it. This is the Naruto Hall of Fame relative to if you are, in this case, Konoha. Konoha standards, the way that the Hidden Leaf Village would look at you as a shinobi. Not if you're the strongest in the verse, if you had great character development. No. This is if the Hidden Leaf niggas were to all have a fan vote on who is a first ballot, second ballot, and hell nah version of a Hall of Famer. You feel me? We are the village from the Hidden Leaves. You feel me? We are those people. Two honorable mention for this video as well. We are not going into the Boruto verse because I find that kinda, you know what I'm saying? I think like a good amount of people's stories already written, and then a couple other things in Bort that happened. Hell, there's stuff in Bort that I don't even know that's gonna open up a can of worms. So we are strictly sticking to Naruto and Naruto Shippuden. When it's time to maybe do an updated one when I'm caught all the way up, maybe. Honestly, I think this video will just be more fun if we stick to Naruto only anyway. With all that being said, let's talk about some Hall of Famers. We always start off with a no-brainer in these videos just to set the tone. And without a doubt, you don't have to ask. Instantaneous, you never had to think about it. It was never a doubt. First ballot Hall of Famer. We're gonna go with someone who's not even just MC, because in theory, he may not have a stronger case than MC, but he has one of the strongest cases for the Hall of Fame by a wide margin. We're gonna go with Hashirama. Hashirama, come on down. First ballot, no questions asked. No questions, no comments or anything. The god of shinobi. The cells that transcend is the word I was looking for. Multiple timelines and generations of shinobi. Literally fends off the biggest op that would literally the biggest op of 2, if not 3 generations Hashirama was trying to deal with. And hell, he literally did go on to deal with him again. I don't even know how, I don't even need to talk about strength for the people that are strength bots. I don't need to talk about what he meant to them as a Hokage. We can have a discussion of do all Hokage instantaneously get in quite a second, but as the first Hokage of the Leaf, he brought about like instantaneous world peace for the longest time. And then even when that peace was in jeopardy, he fended it off. For no doubt in my mind, Hashirama is a first ballot Hall of Famer. Maybe he's not the strongest case in there. I do think, unlike the Dragon Ball video, the GOAT debate for Naruto is a lot harder, but I think Hashirama is definitely going to be in it no matter what you do. So I wanted to give him his flowers first. Now, this is Hall of Famer wouldn't say first ballot. You're insane. Let me get off another easy first ballot Hall of Famer in 3, 2, 2.5, 2 1/4. But Sage, that's a Bort pick. You right. like Naruto Uzumaki hated about the village the entire tenure, and despite said hatred and every realm and reasoning to combat, and he could have just turned heel and it would have made sense the entire time. He decided to literally fight and resurrect the fucking Leaf. There is no conversation whatsoever about Naruto Uzumaki. The dude was 10 toes, eats, sleeps, and bleeds the Hidden Leaf Village. I mean, my God, like he arguably, if not, in my opinion, does have a stronger case than Hashirama, but he's definitely first ballot. We don't need to talk about it. What we do need to talk about, though, is we have already listed 2 Hokages, and this is the first topic that's going to have some controversy in it. Does being a Hokage instantaneously get you into the Hall of Fame? Because based on what you need to be in the Hall of Fame, and the Hokage and the title of Hokage kind of implies that, but I think there's like different tiers of being a Hokage that could potentially merit you not being in the Hall of Fame. So it depends. I think there's a lot of people that, I think a lot of the Hokage, if not all of the Hokage, eat, sleep, and bleed Hidden Leaf. Hell, there's a lot of shinobis that do that. I think if that can of worms is truly opened, then it's about to be a ton of Hall of Famers. And y'all know me, gang. I don't really like handout awards. But I see the argument for essentially every Hokage is a Hall of Famer. We'll come back to that as time goes on. Maybe what's best for this video is to just ponder that question or have that question be like the overarching topic, and we talk about other shinobi, and then we keep it pushing. Now, let's talk about somebody who I don't think is quite first ballot, but I do think is definitely still a Hall of Famer. He's just not first ballot, and that's okay. Hall of Fame resume, I can't quite put first ballot on, though. 3, 2, gonna make a lot of people mad, but hey, they're gonna be mad about every single character. 1. I think Mike Guy's Hall of Fame case is easy. His first ballot one is hard. I think Mike Guy's Hall of Fame argument is easy. His first ballot one is pretty difficult. Pretty difficult. The reason why I don't think that he is any conversation for not making it at all, Mike Guy literally the guy that takes down Kisame. He's also the guy that stands off with Madara Uchiha at one point in time. And he's the guy that kind of, even though we didn't know it at the time, that he was a good guy at the time, he kind of helps fend off Itachi. Shit could have got really ugly really quick. He literally saves a young shinobi in Rock Lee's life during the Chunin exams. He's also one of the better mentors for in case Rock Lee, and as well as Neji Hyuga, in my opinion. 10-10. Yeah, I think my guy just has a positive influence on the Leaf. I also think my guy, not only does he have this major positive influence on the Leaf, he also made several strides that were like not instantaneous first ballot level important, but definitely important moments in Konoha history that I would say, gun to my head, put Guy in the Hall of Fame. But as you can tell, I don't think this is a first ballot case. He didn't defeat Madara Uchiha. He wasn't there for the pain attack. He didn't recover Sasuke. And when it's time for like the biggest moments, like we named big moments, but the biggest moments compared to a Hashirama and a Naruto who are already in first ballot, it just pales. And that's not his fault. Obviously, for the guys that's waiting there, giving an 8-gate guy an opportunity. We're not talking about that. You're trying to tell me if LeBron was on the Warriors. We're not. We're talking about what they've done in their Hall of Fame resume. I think Mike Guy definitely is a Hall of Famer. I cannot give him first ballot, though. He's going to kick off the Hall of Fame tier. Yeah, Payne would have got curb stomped. Yeah, good for you. Good for you. He wasn't there. Not even slamming on you. We already know how that goes. That kind of went in the Naruto verse. Great for you. It didn't happen. Now let's talk about somebody who I think is impressive, but doesn't make the Hall of Fame. And hopefully it's like a tone setter, because I'm strict with my Hall of Fames, chat. I'm strict with my Hall of Fames. This is somebody who I think, while never really showing disdain towards the Leaf, hell, you can even argue potentially underrated, and even passes with a noble cause, I just don't think has any real argument for making the Hall of Fame. Good shinobi, but there's no way in fuck Asuma's in the Hall of Fame. And this is where I'm gonna be like, you could easily name, oh, but he got information, oh, he done, and no. It's, gang, Asuma's not gonna make the Hall of Fame. It's just simple as that. There's too many ninja that can make the Hall of Fame. There's too many, way too many for you to sit there and tell me that Asuma Sensei is also gonna be there. Because if niggas like Asuma is in the Hall of Fame, if like great shinobi, great person for the Leaf, but if Asuma makes the Hall of Fame, good lord, the amount of people that also make the Hall of Fame. No, but they got fans tier. This is the tier that I believe is going to trigger people, because no, they definitely don't get in the Hall of Fame in my opinion. but they have fans, and those fans are going to be fans, and they're going to try to say that they get in Hall of Fame. This is very prominent in the Naruto verse, but I think I want to start off with somebody who we'll all agree definitely is not a Hall of Famer, even though certain people are going to make certain convoluted arguments for this person. I see chat spamming one name. We'll get to that name in a second. I want to be even more obvious than that. 3, 2, 1. Hell no. I don't care how strong and cool he is. I don't care how strong and cool he is. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. The nigga tried to turn us all into a chakra fruit, bro. No. Absolutely not. But he had it all for the hidden leaf sage if you knew. But no. No. Nigga literally almost won in destroying everything. No. Get him out of here. Again, there's going to be some people that say, yo, Madara was right. Madara had this intention, whatever. But hell no. It's for the leaf or the world. 1 for the leaf, 2, even if it was for the world. How the would he get in? If this is for the world, every village hates this guy. He only gets the leaf side if it's for the world. But yeah, no, hell no. Now, this is an interesting name. Same bloodline. Interesting point of discussion. Let's talk about Itachi Uchiha. I think you have an argument. This is the first player that you have an argument for literally every tier. You have an argument for literally every tier. You could argue first ballot because you know why he did what he did. He always had the Hidden Leaf's interest, and he's very responsible for making sure that Akatsuki never GG builded to ass Kona Hall. And furthermore, when it's time, he was able to successfully dispatch the plans of Kabuto. He was able to successfully power up Sasuke, who we knew would ultimately turn his life around. He was able to successfully take out Nagato. Got shit done for the Leaf. On the flip side, he murdered an entire clan's heritage. This is a very interesting case. In my personal opinion, we're looking at snub or Hall of Fame tier. Truly looking for snub or Hall of Fame tier. If you watch the Dragon Ball video, kind of like how someone else made the joke about, it's like the Vegeta argument, but he has a much stronger case for Vegeta. You might even go as far as to say he gets in, and while Vegeta was a snub, spoilers. But he's not first ballot for me. I'm gonna go ahead and say for now, I'll be nice. Not only that, because I do think that Itachi just has a damn good case for making it. But we can, if it gets flagrant that he's a polar bear, we'll get him out of here. Like if it gets flagrant that he's not a Hall of Famer, we'll get him out of here. But for now, I think if I had to choose, he's more in the Hall of Fame than he isn't. But he has a damn good case to not make the Hall of Fame. And I think we all understand what the case is. And it's not that hard. Hell, he literally then goes on to torture Kakashi for like fucking years. Years of his life. Let's talk about Sakura Haruno, man. Sakura, medical ninjutsu, the argument for medical ninjutsu really speaks for itself. I don't even think this is a solely Bort thing. I think by the time the last comes around, and by the time that Naruto gets married, she has already made strides for hospitals and stuff. So even though to us, she would seem useless as some, even though to us, she would seem like a waste in whatever case may be, to the Hidden Leaf, resurrecting Naruto and Sasuke mid-war. Well, Naruto, Kabuto handled the Sasuke thing. While also being a tremendous stride for medical ninjutsu. Sure, she had a lot of time of being... But I honestly think Sakura is an easy Hall of Famer for me. Maybe not first ballot, but I think Sakura is easy Hall of Fame for me. Still not Hall of Fame. I think you just gotta hate her that badly. Being the sole reason we win a war is kind of a big deal. Like, I hate to be that guy, but you could argue she's the sole reason we won a war. Yeah, if Itachi, she's a stronger case than Itachi. I don't even think that's a question. I think that is where we get our bias. and who's cooler, has a better character development. Because there's no argument for specifically a Konoha Hall of Fame. There's no argument for Itachi over Sakura. There's just not. So by that logic, unless you're the same person that also has what's it going? If you're saying Itachi's in fuck no tier and Sakura's a snub, at least you're consistent. But the idea that Sakura's not in, but Itachi is, oh, you are just biased. I'm not gonna lie. You are actually just biased. Sole reason is crazy. I mean, that's hyperbole, but the point was to be hyperbolic to illustrate why did I read that? Anyway, let's get to the next name. Unfortunately, I don't think this guy gets in, and in all actuality, he should belong in, but he got fans tier. He really shouldn't be in that tier either, because the he got fans tier is a tier made for people who have a case, but the case isn't strong enough, but they got fans, so they're gonna act like the case is strong enough. This guy just doesn't have a case at all. 3, 2, 1, get him out of here. No, he just doesn't. He just doesn't get in, bro. He just doesn't get in. You're cherry picking insanely to argue that Lee gets in. I'm sorry. It's not the typical Sage hate Lee. I don't hate Lee. Keep telling you I don't hate Lee. It's not even that. It's just he's not even there for 90% of the series. If he is there, he lost. And the only time he wins, what are we gonna cherry pick the kunai throw? That's what we're gonna do. And which at that point, again, any shinobi who has a moment that contributes to the leaf just gets in. Yeah, like no, there's no way. There's literally no way that Rock Lee gets in. No fucking way, dog. I'm sorry. This is a textbook snub for me. You don't have an argument. I just wanted to LOL that. Neji, you're also a snub. I'm not trying to dunk on those fans. Again, we've had the conversations about these two fan bases being these two fan bases, but he's also not only not there, but even though he does have a win, he also fought and lost to Naruto, so he's won in his major significant fights. Sure, he won his fight, but it wasn't really accomplishing anything, and that mission overall was a failure anyway. Perhaps not his fault. You know, Naruto should have won. Skill issue there. Shippuden, he breaks out of a water prison to help Guy temporarily, and yeah, it's just not. It's just he shouldn't even be considered to be in the Hall of Fame, if I have to be very straight up with you. But I'm gonna call them snubs because they're a part of a legendary group known as the Konoha 11, 12, 11. Team Guy outside of Guy are all bums. Yeah, relative to making the Hall of Fame, Team Guy's not in the conversation. It's just Guy. Yeah, like relative to making the Hall of Fame, it's just Guy. Only Guy should be in consideration. Let's talk about this man. Talk about the second Hokage. This is easy for me. This is maybe the definition of second ballot that I've ever seen. He is textbook second ballot. Textbook second ballot. Obvious reason for why he's in. Obvious for reason why he's not the first name you would ever think of. He literally innovates hella jutsu and buildings and all these other things for Konoha. Literally, like I don't need to sit there and name the shit that he does to get in, because that's flagrantly he gets in. Why he's not first ballot is also flagrantly he shouldn't get in. You know what I'm saying? So I think this is easy. I don't even think the Toby stands will get tight at this. He's certainly in the Hall of Fame. He's just not boom, first ballot. You have an instant argument for him not making a first ballot. I think that's too easy. And for those that don't know what first ballot is, first ballot, if you're like, damn, so this is kind of strict. First ballot is supposed to be insanely strict. The way that I go about it as a fan, if I even have any qualm, reason, argument, or thought about you being first ballot, you're not in. Like that's the point of it. That's the point of it. Honestly, the Tobirama racist memes have been taken way out of context. That's true. They are out of context, but there's still arguments. He wasn't a perfect Hokage. I think that's more than fair to say. I want to point out, she obviously doesn't make the Hall of Fame, but just as a trigger warning, Ino is more of a snub and gets more consideration than all three of the snubs on this list. Unironically, relative to the Hidden Leaf Village, She actually does. Mind transfer jutsu innovation towards the leaf at some point. Like, just, she is comms. She is W comms, like literally. So at some point in time, she quite literally has a stronger case than him. I still think she's a snub though. But I think it's kind of funny that maybe Asuma has a better case, but you could argue, has a stronger argument to get in the Hall of Fame more than Rock Lee and Neji do. And that's kind of funny. Lee maybe wins with the kunai throw. Neji, you definitely lose. What are you gonna glaze? Hey, he died on a branch. So yes, there's that. But yeah, no. Ino doesn't get in, but yeah, I think that case is there. Let's talk about Jiraiya Sensei. I'm not gonna lie. Hall of Fame, no doubt. The question is he first ballot? To be honest, you got that argument, but it's funny that we were talking about weird cases. Got a lot of weird cases, man. What am I supposed to, chat? What am I supposed to do with that? What am I supposed to do with that? He has weird cases. He has weird cases, bro. Shit. Now, to be fair, Jiraiya's argument for getting in the Hall of Fame, let alone first ballot, is very simple. Believer in Naruto, mentor for Naruto. You have both of these things. Saves the tail. Not even for Naruto Glaze. Saves the capturing of the Nine Tails. Like it was over. That scene we don't remember significantly, but in terms of the leaf, that's ball game. Not only that, he then goes on to identify and find Pain's weakness. We take that narratively as to help Naruto for the next upcoming fight, but no. Without Jiraiya, we don't beat Pain. You have to glaze the hell out of Naruto to get that we beat Pain. Despite that, we don't beat Pain. We don't beat Pain without Jiraiya. Not beating Pain is a big deal because Pain killed everyone else but Naruto. So I think definitely for what his time was, and obviously he's a multi-generational shinobi as well. He was one of the legendary Sannin. His only argument, and this is something that I just said, I don't got to think about it, but it's kind of like a low tier think about thing. This is about what do we want to be in as a brand? Do we want to let a guy who has allegations in the goddamn Hall of Fame? And I think, gun to my head, man, cancel culture doesn't really work anyway, man. Put Jiraiya in there. that shit don't work. That cancel culture shit don't work. It doesn't help. If you go to the Dragon Ball video, someone else gets a lot of love in that vid too. Jiraiya was also with the issue dealing with Great Nagato and not stopping Orochimaru when he had a chance. Yeah, I suppose so, but I don't think that kicks him out. Because then that'd be like Naruto. That'd be like saying, well, Hashirama didn't kill Madara. Naruto didn't beat Sasuke. Like that's asking for perfection, and I don't think anybody's perfect. You can go to the Dragon Ball video, mild spoilers, Goku's instant first ballot, and to argue that Goku doesn't beat everybody, therefore he's not in, is ridiculous as well. So I wouldn't make an argument of, okay, he lost this, so GG, when there's so much overwhelming evidence. That's like saying, yo, no cap, even Michael Jordan, he's not in. He didn't make it out the first round in 2000. You know what I'm saying? Like, speaking of Orochimaru, no, I don't know. No. Don't talk to me. No. Just hell no. And nobody got fans because someone's going to make a convoluted argument for it. We have a guy in chat trying to argue that anybody that lets Orochimaru go shouldn't even make the fucking Hall of Fame on first ballot. That's how wild this nigga is. No. So I don't even need to yap about that. Hell no. Absolutely not. To complete the legendary signing, let's talk about Lady Tsunade. This is where it gets crazy. Because I'm not going to lie, chat. She got a very strong Hall of Fame case, to leave it at that. I don't think she gets in first ballot, but There's an argument for it. I definitely don't see snub, though. I think the snub niggas are insane. Okay, you don't even get Sakura innovations and contributions to the Leaf without Tsunade's. Hell, you don't get a lot of stories of the past without Tsunade there. She's also a big deal when it comes to chakra control. Goes on to literally be the 5th Hokage. Sure enough, as the 5th Hokage wasn't able to do too much during the pain threat for her reasons. But then she's also a main reason in not holding off Madara. That nigga was trolling, but definitely had a performance against that as well. I'm not gonna say that's the strongest argument there, and that's where I think ultimately she doesn't get in the first ballot, because you kind of have to glaze her a little bit too hard to get her in. Like, good performance against blank, good performance against blank. Orochimaru did get away. Madara did meme you and troll you. But I think there's no doubt that she is a Hall of Famer. I think there is no doubt she is certainly a Hall of Famer. I mean, Katsuyu alone, being able to summon Katsuyu and make those healings and all that shit when that matter is needed, that's a big deal as well. So I will say she's in. She's not first ballot. Even though I personally want her to be. She's in. She's just not first ballot. Let's talk about the Will of Fire 3rd Hokage, Hiruzen Sarutobi. Perhaps the most polarizing name thus far. Jiraiya over Tsunade is crazy. That's very easy. On one hand, you can argue fails the 4th wishes because, he just tells Naruto to fuck off. But does that really matter in the grand scheme of protecting the Leaf? It kind of didn't, right? So when you talk about instilling the will and fire into the Hidden Leaf, when you talk about being able to fend off Orochimaru for a very significant amount of time, just enough time to where he couldn't just GG the village. When you talk about how he was able to hold off the Nine Tails during the war, we don't talk about that enough. Innovation, mastery of pretty much every jutsu out there if you're a strength guy. And he's dealt the worst card, arguably, and doesn't do the worst job outside of just you kind of a piece of shit. He does the guy that wants to cook Jiraiya. This is his chance to shine, though. We have at least 2 occasions where he could not put Orochimaru a significant threat down. You have 2 of them. One time letting him run away, and then the other time, you know what I'm saying. He also then lets Danzo slide, and I think too many of them kick him out of first ballot. I'm not gonna say, unfortunately, I'm not a fan of him, but he's definitely a Hall of Famer. It's a pretty nasty argument to argue he's not a Hall of Famer. Somebody I don't think will debate. It's just gonna be funny to make fun of. Yeah, let's just have a lightning round of people that don't have a chance in hell. Danzo. No, absolutely not. No, absolutely not. No chance in hell. This is going to be a guy that you guys love, but in hindsight, what the hell is his opportunity to get in the Hall of Fame? Choji. No chance in hell. He's not even a snub. It's just no chance. What is your argument? How the fuck does he get in? While we're at it, while we're talking about the Kona Hall 11, let's add the newest member. No, just no. Just please stop. just no. Somebody who is literally the embodiment of this sound in Naruto. No, just stop. Just stop, please. Last one that I think you got one singular argument. Everything else, fuck no. Yeah, this guy. I'm not gonna lie to you. Yo, solo argument is he's able to Naruto in wood style. No. He literally becomes a hindrance. Objectively becomes a hindrance. I'm good, Mud. I'm good, Mud. You're bugging, I know. Yeah, all of the characters I just named belong in the Hall of Fame. I know. The Kona Hall of Fame chat should have at least 40 shinobi. That wasn't an accident. That is what your Hall of Fame is to me. Now, if you're one of those people, you got fucking 90 Hall of Famers. That's you. But I'm not doing one tap feats. Just speed run the names. Choji, you know, big fought Jirobo. And he then is a big deal in stealing the Asuma. No, gang. Just look at the other names on the fucking list. No, not at all. The gap between what Itachi and Tobirama and Tsunade and Sakura and Might Guy do for the Leaf to fucking keep up. We gotta keep doing this shit and it doesn't matter. This is perhaps bullying, but you unfortunately do not have any realm or reason to make it. To be honest, you're not even a snub for real. 3, 2, 1, Hinata, I'm sorry. Hinata, I'm sorry. You're cooked. There's no. What is the argument, dog? Literally, what is the argument, dog? You're not even a snub. I love you, but you're not even a snub. Fought pain. Not dignifying that with response. Next, let's meme it up a bit. He's that guy that everybody's gonna vote for. The media heads ain't gonna give him votes, but the fans gonna give him votes. Like, you ain't gotta like it, but the hood gonna love it. You ain't gotta like it cause the hood gonna love it. And I ain't gonna lie, I got a do-rag on, nigga. This ain't no corporate ass Hall of Fame. Nigga, put my dog in there. Put my dog in there, man. What the fuck? Put my dog in there, man. Put my D-block demon in there, man. The hell? Without him, niggas is hungry. Without him, Naruto suffers from depression. The fuck? Put my guy in there. Ain't nothing like the ramen shop of the Naruto era, bro. There's gonna be some people that make an argument for this, Shinobi. To that I say, the most I'll give you is snub tier, but you don't even deserve that, to be honest. Shino is not in the Hall of Fame. I get it, he never loses, but his wins just aren't significant enough. That's literally his issue. His wins just aren't significant enough. Like think about who he beats. Chunin exam fight, Kankuro, who would have got cooked anyway, and then who's the other guy? Fuck. So he beat some other bug guy in the war. Like he's able to beat up some Ten Tails clones. Literally, his impact just isn't strong enough. Sure, he doesn't lose, LOL, but his impact isn't strong enough. So if you want to give him snub for having a perfect record, and that's going to be your argument for why he gets in, I could humor you. In fact, I will humor you. But reality is no, he's not Hall of Famer. You know what? People will also make an argument for this guy. Just by domino effect, I don't think it's a strong enough case. Being the guy that befriended Naruto and Naruto does what Naruto does, therefore he's also a Hall of Fame. Cool mans. W teammate. Udonis Haslam. Jersey retirement maybe. Not a Hall of Famer. I don't even think he's a snub. He's just not in consideration. Next up on the list. Arguably the strongest case on the list. If he ain't first ballot, we yapped. If he ain't first ballot, we trolling. He honestly got arguably the strongest case here in general. That ain't a question. This isn't about him being cool. Literally, just talk about what he does. This nigga saw the Nine Tails attacking the Hidden Leaf. Beast Bomb, Narnia. And yeah, the Nine Tails is free, y'all. All right, Sarutobi handled that shit. Thank you. Bro has world peace via power. So you can't question the power. That's how he brought you world peace. Then he's innovative and a genius. So on all accounts, Minato not only checks off every box, but the reason why he arguably has the best case here is because what are his flaws? When you really think about it, when you really think, and you see where I'm going with this, when you really think about it, he arguably has the most flawless resume on this list. Think about it. Dead ass think about it. He's not perfect, but like he literally dying. That's the flaw. Dying. And even in death, he made a good call. It's so crazy. He arguably has the GOAT argument for him. It's very, very, very nuts. Minato doesn't have any qualm, doubt, question mark. And that is the embodiment of a first ballot Hall of Famer to me. You know what I'm saying? Type shit and things of that nature. Let's move on to somebody that I think we all know doesn't get in, but someone's going to try to make the argument for him. 3, 2, 1. I see what y'all going to try to do. It's not going to work. This guy's not making the cut. Yeah, I see what they're going to try to do. We all know what they're going to try to do. He at one point was a good guy, thought he was misled. The second he found out he was misled, he turned face again, saves Naruto's life. This nigga the one that got his hands dirty. He's also the one that gave Kakashi his eye, and then even in death gave Kakashi both eyes. I think Obito is unfortunately not only a snub, but the embodiment of no, but they got fans. Because I was going to have, like, do I want to talk about Gaara fuck, why can't I think of his fucking name right now? Killer B. I was going to have a conversation. Do I want to think of either of those two? But for me, no. They're not strong enough arguments for the Leaf versus just the Shinobi world. The Shinobi world, yeah, both Hall of Famers. But the Hidden Leaf, no. There's also other prehistoric shinobi that I could be talking about. Naruto has a fuck ton of characters. I'm not going to waste my time. So comment below who really is the snub because we didn't mention him. Like Might Die. Like Might Die in the White Fang. I don't think it's fair to put them in when we have so much other sample sizes for a ton of other people to just say, oh, well, this is what we heard about them. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, Kakashi's dad. For those that don't know, that's the White Fang. And what's it called? Might Die. Guy's dad. I don't think that's very fair. Let's talk about arguably the most controversial ones here, in my opinion. Let's start off with a controversial negative, a controversial I don't know, and then a controversial positive. Maybe not in that order. Let's start off with a controversial negative here. 3, 2, 1. I'm not gonna lie to you, gang. I was lying earlier. This is the embodiment of he got fans. I don't see it. I don't see the case. He gave his eyes to Itachi, maybe caught on the Danzo shit. He still died and ended up not really amounting to much. If anything, his eyes being took ended up being a weapon against the Leaf, unfortunately, for a while. It ended up turning into a positivity in the latter run in half of the series. Not even half, like the third, fourth of the series. But yeah, outside of just everyone thinking he's cool, and that's fine. He'll have the Derrick Rose case. And Derrick Rose probably is a Hall of Famer. You know what I'm saying? That's its own sketchy thing. But like he has like a worse Derrick Rose kind of thing in this verse. Like in this verse, it's like a worse Derrick Rose thing going on here. I don't see it. I just don't see shit sweet making the Hall of Fame. GOAT Anbu. I'm sorry, gang. Not enough. Let's up the scale a bit. Or let's reverse the scale. Someone who I think is easily Hall of Fame. Maybe the fact we gotta question it kicks him out of first ballot, though. 3, 2, 1. Now, using the knowledge we have in Bort, his case gets a lot stronger.
We're not using Boruto, though.
So, I'm gonna advocate that, and I'm gonna even type it, just for the sake of it. I think he gets in because he does take out an Akatsuki duo. He does do that successfully. Not only does he do that successfully, he is still the best strategist the Leaf had. And he's still a big time player during the attack on Konoha. Shikamaru was always there. So I do think he's still in. But as you can see, this is an insane nerf to the character. I would say, gun to my head, he's still a Hall of Famer. He's still a Hall of Famer. I can't give him first ballot. Now, for the board fans that won't be able to let it go, for the Naruto fans that skip to the end of the list, hey, natural selection. If you skip to Boruto, yeah, he's probably first ballot. If you give him his new status in the leaf, if you give him his ability to break literal omnipotency, which sounds like a crazy spoiler, but nobody who hasn't read the manga would get it. Yeah, he's first ballot because those feats are just too crazy. His feats are just that crazy. So in Boruto, yeah, I would say he's bumped up to a first ballot Hall of Famer because this isn't even his prime. His prime is in Boruto. But in Naruto Shippuden, he's a Hall of Famer, but he's not quite, whatever the case may be. Let's talk about another one that's kind of controversial. I don't know. I mean, obvious Hall of Fame. I don't know if he is first ballot. 3, 2, 1, here we go. What holds me back, the mismanagement had drastic results. But the feats are high. The feats are so high that I think he still gets in regardless. Maybe I'm overthinking it, but the mismanagement. I mean, he could have. I think we all agree he could have managed Team 7 a bit better. But big time player during the war. Hell, he's one of the final 4 during the war. He's also a big time player to figure out who the identity of Toby is. He also literally, mismanage them all you want. These are his students. He also tags Kaguya. He is also capable of saving certain shinobi during the pain attack. He's also able of hindering data for whatever moment in time. He's damn near saved, whatever the case, Sasuke. And hell, maybe those slight teachings are enough to have kept Sasuke from fully going to the side of evil. That's headcanon, but you can run with that, honestly. I think his feats are too impressive. I think even Kakashi would tell you he's not perfect, and Kakashi himself would make an argument that he's not first ballot. But Kakashi, I'll go ahead and say Kakashi is a first ballot Hall of Famer. 100% Hall of Fame. Oh, no, that wasn't a doubt. The question is he a first ballot? And this is going to seem controversial, but I think both of them are in the same tier. I think both Gamabunta and Kurama are in the Hall of Fame. I think both Gamabunta and Kurama are in the Hall of Fame. I don't think Kurama nor Gamabunta are first ballot. If anything, Gamabunta would be first ballot, but I think both of them are in the Hall of Fame. I think both of them are in the Hall of Fame. While the reason for Kurama not being first ballot is but as far as Gamabunta goes, yeah, Gamabunta might even be a first ballot guy. But yeah, I would say to be honest, I think Kurama's feats get him in, even though he has a checkered past. Gamabunta, I think he just doesn't peak high enough, but he's always consistently there. Monkey King Enma, yeah, all the other summon. Honestly, Monkey King Enma has a case too. I think Gamabunta's is stronger. I think Kurama's is stronger. Monkey King could be a snub, but it's not his fault. I think Monkey King Enma. Yeah, Monkey King Enma, if you want to rank that summoning, I would gun to my head say snub, but it's not his fault because his argument is consistent. He consistently helps the Leaf. It's just at some point it isn't enough. And I know you're not gonna like that. You're not gonna like that as a Naruto fan, but it's literally not enough, in my opinion. It's just not enough. Like it's kind of like a Mon Pa thing. They're good, but it's not enough for Hall of Fame. Like there's endless Gamabunta moments and Kurama moments. Hell, even Gamakichi gets more time. It's just not enough. Genma? No. No, Genma's not a fucking Hall of Famer. No. Just because I want to stack up the snubs, because I left a lot of people off just for vibes, but no. Ibiki, I don't think makes the cut. I think Lady Katsuyu actually doesn't make the cut because Lady Katsuyu, she has her contributions, but they're like very post apocalypse. Like the amount of times that Lady Katsuyu mid major fight is able to do the most, I don't think is the highest. So I'm gonna actually say, yeah, Lady Katsuyu. Hope I spelled her name right. Konohamaru. I don't know why everybody's spamming him so much. Konohamaru, especially in Naruto, has no case. He beat a pain. Good for him. I'm writing him down just for the sake of it, but yeah, no. I don't. Why do y'all keep spamming him? I think Fugaku is an interesting one that probably doesn't make it, even though Fugaku is like a Fugaku's probably the snubbiest snub. Fugaku is probably the snubbiest snub, but nah, I don't think he makes it either. White Fang, we already talked about him. Same thing. Yeah, when you get to like that generation, so Shika's dad. What was Shika's dad name? What was Shika's dad? Nobody said Aruka?
Oh, we did. I'll write him. You want his name down? We did. He ain't in that.
Yeah, Shika. Yeah, like when you have him, when you have White Fang, and when you have Fugaku, to be very transparent, not only are there other people with similar feats, but that do them better than you in the Hall of Fame, but then it's just a matter of like, what does what you did really amount to? I think these are all good contributors. I'm not gonna give you the nod though. Speaking of didn't do enough, I think it's time. Naruto fans low-key got one of the worst cases of they just let anyone be their favorite character. Oh my God, yeah, yes, this is what this video is getting at. We're over here in the same breath arguing a guy like Aruka Sensei is in the same tier as Itachi. Yes. Oh my God, yes, for sure. For sure. You haven't met One Piece fans? Oh, no, I have. I would easily say Naruto fans are worse with this shit. Easily. Go ahead and debate that all you want. Easily. Without a doubt. Naruto fans are probably the worst in terms of knowing what a premise of a video is and or just general glaze of characters that like you're nigga, you stan Kakashi's dog summoning? At least One Piece characters that get stan, they actually do something. You niggas will flagrantly admit a character is wasted and still glaze. It's insane. We don't even need to talk about the popular ones, the Nejis, the Lees, the stuff like that. The niggas who can live off of a single fight. Like it's very crazy. A nigga just typed Anko. All right. Let's get to the most polarizing and controversial name on this entire list. There's a reason this name was saved for last. It's not a secret who we haven't talked about yet. He was saved for last because there is insane pros and cons to him. 3, 2, 1, here we go. What to do with Sasuke Uchiha? What to do with him? Flagrant crimes against the leaf. The question is, does his savings and power get him to where Sasuke stand 242 would tell you he's first ballot? I'm going to tell you now.
Anybody saying first ballot is a Sasuke fan who's glazing.
He has zero argument of being a first ballot Hall of Famer. Zero. I've already decided that. I was just talking for title and thumbnail purposes. When you look at Hashirama, Naruto, Minato, Kakashi, and Jiraiya we might revisit because low-key kind of looking like a polar, but not too much of a polar bear, but kind of a grizzly with some white spots. But especially these four, when you look at these four, you know what they don't do?
Kill the f***ing leaf.
You know what they don't do? Declare that they want to kill the Kages. It's pretty flagrant. They didn't also abandon the leaf in the process. They don't then work with the biggest op towards the leaf at the moment in time, at least to public knowledge, in Orochimaru, the guy that killed your Hokage. This motherfucker left to train with to get back at you. Then after finding out the truth about Itachi, he then wants to kill your people again. The reason why he's in consideration, though, is he is a massive reasoning as to why that we even have a world to talk about and debate. Without him, Kaguya cooks us, we're cooked. Case in point. For me, his feats are insanely strong. He also does some things in part 1. I'm not going to belittle things in part 1. You know, the Haku shit was crazy. Not only was the Haku shit crazy, being able to fend off Gaara for as long as he did, that's an insane feat as well. He was the sole reason that Gaara didn't already just crash out. Naruto came in and made the save, but he stalled him for just long enough. That's impressive shit. But then you have an entire second half of the series where he's a direct antagonist to the Hidden Leaf Village. After further review, really talking it out, I'm going to say, gun to my head, he saved the leaf in the last. Yeah, he also cuts a meteor. Great feat. Several reasons, several time is the sole reason that we have a village. But after further review, I'm going to say that Sasuke Uchiha
does not make the Hall of Fame.
And honestly, only you niggas are going to have a problem with that. If I really got to push the gaslight button, you want to know why? The reason why I think that is because in Naruto, hell,
In Boruto,
they view him as the Shadow Hokage. They view him as the guy atoning for his sins. They view him as the guy who is the Hokage's guy. You know what I'm saying? They literally view him this way, kinda. They would never put his fucking face on the boulder. They would never consider this guy to be a hell. You know what they did? You know what the Leaf did when the war was over?
they locked him up.
I think honestly, even though Vegeta's actions towards Earth are more heinous than Sasuke, kinda, I honestly think putting Sasuke in no, but they got fans is very much more clear cut. Very much more clear cut. This is a guy that they literally had to lock up, then they let him go. Incorrect. You niggas can't well actually and then be wrong. They didn't just let him go. Kakashi and Naruto put in overtime to fucking pardon him. And even then, Kakashi flagrantly says, yeah, gang, I ain't gonna lie. A lot of you getting let go today had to do with Naruto. Like, what the Like, dog, canonically speaking, he is not in the Hall of Fame. Canonically speaking. The niggas that are saying, oh, that's Minky, but I guess I am. No. You just like Sasuke. You have to accept that. You have to accept that. You have to accept that you're being biased. Because on all accounts, literally an entire half of the series, if not more than half of the series, the Hidden Leaf views him as an antagonist. When they finally have him on their side, they're not only shocked, but then they're also betrayed in the latter end of it. You literally have to wait until Boruto, where even still to the Leaf, they still wouldn't fuck with it. Shit's crazy as hell. Shit's crazy as hell, bro. I mean, and granted, in terms of our point of view, by the time of Boruto, his case gets much stronger. But in terms of the Leaf, his case even gets worse. It's like, wait a minute. Nigga, you saved him? Oh, man. My fault. Gotta be specific. Gang, I get you're trying to smart-ass me or rage bait me. I'm doing this because I know a comment section is going to think the way you think. There's no smart-ass rage bait in what I'm saying. What I'm saying is objectively true. This guy was an antagonist for, it's not even a Vegeta thing where his character development is going to get him there. No, he is a direct antagonist to the Leaf for a majority of the series. That is an objective fact that you cannot take away. You cannot take away. There is a fact that if his crimes were revealed, more people would be like, what the fuck? Naruto type shit. He's literally revered as the Shadow Hokage, the cool guy who you know his heart's in the right place, but he's not parading around taking interviews and things like that. It's too messy. So Sasuke, okay, well, he said he wasn't rage baiting, so apologies. It at least came off that way. But Sasuke, to anybody in the comment section, because I know someone's gonna do it, Sasuke, in my opinion, sure, he spared Naruto. Sure, he saved the world a couple of times. I'm not trying to belittle the fact that he saved the world a couple of times. But when you just have overwhelming evidence towards the other side, I have to put you in no, but he got fans. No, but he got fans. Technically, he was only up to the leaf after Itachi died. What? No, that's not. That's objectively wrong. That's wrong. When he left the leaf, and it was found out that he left the leaf to train with Orochimaru, that everybody was like, "Oh, he's a rogue ninja." What are you talking about? Is our bias so strong we're just gonna act like we didn't read the fucking show? Hello? What the fuck? Sasuke, he's gone rogue. That was a thing since day one. Episode 1 of Shippuden. Damn, bro. Naruto comes back. Yeah, he's a rogue ninja now. He didn't have beef with the... All right.
But Sasuke didn't hate the leaf, though.
Yeah, it's time. We lost plot. Now we lost plot. Now we lost plot. It's gone. The plot's gone. The plot's gone. They were calling him a hero. Rage bait. I don't even need to talk about. You thinking that Sasuke's last thing, killing Itachi and then ignoring honestly what happens after that. Yeah, lost plot. That's over. It's over. We're at the point now where we're just saying things. Look, I think it's safe to say my point stands. But I think after this video, what I can confirm, Naruto fans certainly have two major things in anime. One, they can't put bias aside for shit. And two, and more importantly, they'll stand the dumbest things based on one-off quotes. It's insane. I've never seen a fan base like this. Not in the sense of power scaling. I think everybody does it in power scaling, but y'all do this with anything. Y'all be like, hey, who is more of a genius, blank or blank? Well, at age 11, he did. Like, what the Here's some guy that ever since he was a tot, born A+ across the board, and there's some guy who grows up to be a dumbass. At age 11, he was an A+ student though. All right, dog. All right, dog. Yeah, it's textbook delusion. I think, honestly, the one thing that I want to look at on this list isn't a Sasuke at all, isn't anybody in Hall of Fame going up. To be blunt, Chad, I'm not trying to be mean. Jiraiya is looking like a polar bear now, dog. I gotta admit it. And it's not that he isn't a Hall of Famer. It's that these 4 cases is way stronger. The case for a Minato, Hashirama, and Naruto, and Kakashi compared to a Jiraiya is getting there. It's getting there. But the pain feat is a hell of an impressive feat. It's such an impressive feat. But it's Jiraiya over Hashirama. Fuck no. Oh my god, ew, stinky. Kurama ain't Hall of Fame. Kurama killed people. Yeah, I don't know. It's gonna come off like slander. It really is gonna come off like slander. Jiraiya is like, he's either gonna be the polar bear of first ballot or definitely the polar bear of second of Hall of Fame. Because I think it's clear to say he has the weakest case here. But I also think it's fair to say he has the stronger case than anybody down here. He might not even be Hall of Fame. No, come on. Yeah, I'd rather get killed for the sake of content. I'd rather get killed doing something like this. That Jiraiya is distance, like, I'd rather... How many people aren't making it? Is 5 too much? Damn, I don't know. This is so tough. Relative to, the thing that's making me want to bump him down is that I'm looking at these 4 and I'm like, it's no-brainer. Like, I'm looking down, and I'm like, this is a no-brainer. Jiraiya does not have the case of Hashirama. He does not have the case of Naruto. He does not have the case of Minato. He does not have the case of Kakashi has. He just does not have that case. Yeah, Jiraiya is up in the air, bro. Naruto ain't Naruto without Jiraiya. That's a fair point. That's a fair point. I mean, you can say the same thing about Haruka, but literally, to be blunt, chat, the cons of Jiraiya isn't what he's done. I don't need niggas to name feats. The issue with Jiraiya is he ain't the 4 up here. That's the issue. You don't need to tell me Jiraiya feats. I don't need Jiraiya feats. I don't need a reminder on Jiraiya feats. I know everybody's obsessed with educating the streamer, educating the person with the microphone. Because everybody thinks they're smarter than everybody. I think I'm smarter than you. You think you're smarter than me. It's the cycle of delusion and superiority complex. I don't need it. I really don't. My concern is it relative to these 4? That's the issue. I'm trying to convince myself now that he's closer to these 4 than he is these, whatever the case may be. And I think I'll still be able to do that. So I'll go ahead and say Jiraiya is here, but comment below if you would have kicked him. Because it's noticeable. That's an interesting, hold on, somebody might have cooked. Somebody might have cooked. That actually is the first time someone in chat might have convinced me. Yeah, people are typing it. To be first ballot, you would have to been Hokage. That's actually a great point. That's actually a great point. And remember, wow, foreshadowing poetry. Remember the question I asked earlier, does making a Hokage instantaneously make you first ballot? I think that answer is no. But I can see an argument that if you never were in Hokage, are you going to be a guy? Now, Jiraiya could have easily been Hokage, but we know why he wasn't. We also can't forget that. Hey, you sound like I'm trolling. We cannot forget that. We cannot forget about who we're talking about. All right, we cannot forget what we're talking about.
Pervy Sage.
He turned it down. No. He did turn it down. Everyone, he does turn it down. It's heavily implied that he turned it down. It's heavily implied he turned it down. Your narrative is sick. It's not a narrative. Chat, y'all keep talking about agendas and narratives whenever we disagree. I'm naming to you objective facts. I mean, I'm not here to push a pink. This is not my favorite Naruto characters tier list. Gang, I don't like Hashirama more than Naruto. You know what I'm saying? I don't like Hashirama more than fucking Sasuke. This isn't my goddamn shit. I'm naming the facts. I'm naming the facts. Kakashi reads novels too. Yeah, but Kakashi saved the world 5 times over, so fuck it. Kakashi saved the world. So Kakashi literally saved the world. So, you know what I'm saying? How many crimes committed? Yeah, like how many crimes does he have in those springs, bro? How many? Plus, Kakashi's just reading. Kakashi's a gooner. How many times has Jiraiya gotten slapped? You know, man, I'm not gonna lie, bro. I'm gonna do it. Hey, comment below if you feel Jiraiya is like, I think Jiraiya is definitely a tier above these guys. I think Jiraiya is the definition of when is he released? Pause if needed. What class is Jiraiya released? Actually, let's establish that now. And there's 3 eras of Naruto. There's the Shippuden Konoha 11 grew up class. There's the Naruto Part 1 class, and then there's the history class. If Jiraiya were to get, I think when it's time to put Jiraiya in the Hall of Fame, we're talking about him dying during pain. So we're talking Shippuden. So in that recent class, we got Nart, we got Kakashi. Shit. We got like people trying to vote Sasuke in, people trying to vote Kurama in now, Sakura, people trying to reinvent Minato in to vote him back in because Minato would have already been a Hall of Famer. I ain't gonna lie, Chad. Usually there's only 2 first ballots, bro. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I think only because these other 4 are stronger cases, I'm gonna say Jiraiya is more so the polar bear in the Hall of Fame than he is the polar bear at first ballot. And maybe that's because of his choice. Yeah, like everyone, like the more we're thinking about it, the more there's just good evidence that he wouldn't be there compared to these four. Someone just brought up that his students started the Akatsuki. Wow, Barry is. I may be confusing the chatters, but one of you are hell bent on anything dealing with Orochimaru Hojo. One of you are hell bent on it. but he's tied to 3 of the 4. Minato and Naruto dwarf him. I don't know how y'all are not crediting Hashirama, and I don't know how y'all are not crediting Kakashi. I'm assuming these are the 2 that you're trying to say he's close to, but nah, he's not. And it's like, yeah, he's clear-cut second ballot. I'm gonna even put an asterisk on Jiraiya. I'm gonna say Jiraiya, allegations, LMAO, plus other stuff. But really, allegations. Yeah, because y'all think I'm trolling. That allegation shit matters to me, nigga. I don't give a f. The women don't feel safe around him. I don't give a fuck. Like, the more I think about it, well, I did let chat just gaslight me and let that shit go. Gang,
He's a pervert!
like, Roshi a pervert, but his shit is too over the top. Like, he was a Goku for his time. You know what I'm saying? And that's also using another verse to compare to this verse. And furthermore, in that verse, Roshi's case is clear-cut more than everybody else's. This argument we're having is Jiraiya compared to everybody else's. We already have 4 first ballot Hall of Famers. Stop using the Dragon Ball video to compare to a Naruto video. 1, 2.
He is a pervert!
I think Jiraiya, honestly, though, I'm going back and forth on Jiraiya. If by the time this video goes up, I've changed my mind and I've recorded an excerpt of me being like, yo, gang, I actually want to put him in there, then let me know. But I think a shout out to Jiraiya. It's no disrespect. I just think the other 4 have too much of a strong case. Shout out to Hashirama, Naruto, Minato, Kakashi. I don't have to think about it. Shout out to Itachi. I know somebody's gonna want to say he's first ballot. There's too much evidence to say no. All the other guys, too much evidence to say no. I think even Jiraiya, he's just the strongest here. And then the snubs, I just think are clear-cut snubs. I'm not gonna lie to you, because this list is way longer than the Dragon Ball one. The snubs, I don't. Y'all debate a wall, nigga. I don't know. I don't know how people would consider pretty much any of these guys to make the Hall of Fame relative to these names. You got 1 feat 2 best for 90% of these people here, or it's just not impressive enough of a resume. And then no, but they got fans of the definition of it. All the edgelord people are here. No, it's not me being against edgelords and Uchiha, hence why Itachi is literally in the Hall of Fame. But I think it's just, and he's probably the most edgelord one, but it's the premise of, gang, if you're about to sit here and tell me that Shisui is a Hall of Famer because he could have been strong, or Obito is a Hall of Famer, he was just misused, and misused literally, not underutilized, but literally deceived, or Madara's a Hall of Famer because he thought he was doing the right thing, or Orochimaru, gang, you if you got Orochimaru in your Hall of Fame, or Sasuke, who is probably going to be the talk of the town, is in the Hall of Fame when he's the antagonist for majority of the series. That is your life to live. I'm not here to do favoritism. I'm not here to tell you who's a better character than who. I'm not here to tell you who has better character development than who. I'm here to tell you that if I was a media member of those who vote the shinobi that get into the Hidden Leaf Hall of Fame, first ballot, no-brainers, Hashirama, Naruto, Minato, Kakashi. Maybe I am a believer that you got to be a Hokage to get in. Jiraiya, not quite a Hokage, definitely could have been Hokage, all these other things. Has allegations, has certain things that he did allow to happen, like Orochimaru. I'm going to say he's second ballot more than first ballot. My guy, Itachi, Sakura, Tobirama, Tsunade, Hiruzen, the ramen guy. Big Shika, not in Boruto. Let me add that as well, because some of you are going to skip to the end. We not counting Bort. Kurama and Gamabunta, I think they're all Hall of Famers. If you do not see them in the Hall of Fame, they are either snubs, don't belong at all, or no, but they got fans. Take care. Stay blessed. Chat wants the iconic swing set to be in the Hall of Fame. It's not a Hall of Fame thing, but we'll make a statue of it. We out of here, man.